Hi, I'm Candy Cake, and this is Kyle is Famous. This is a highly reviewed indie game with multiple choice endings. Um, a lot of people said that it was very good, so hopefully it will be. This is a free to play game, so let's dive right in here. Kyle wakes up, he is famous. Kyle is the host of the most popular talk show in recent memory, Stay Up Late with Kyle. Stay Up Late with Kyle has grown in popularity quickly in the last year, and the public has noticed. Inside has called Kyle a most excellent, dumpy white man. I don't know if I would be too happy being called dumpy. Top Tech noted that Kyle is inspiring youth to explore STEM fields. Interesting. Most other talk shows are dedicated to discussing Kyle and his personal details. That sounds like it'd be really annoying after a while. Like, if every talk show is talking about you, or I guess technically most other talk shows are talking about you, and discussing your personal matters all the time. Most online videos are best of clips taken from Kyle's latest broadcast. The eye of the world is upon Kyle. Could you imagine the pressure of that? Tonight is Kyle's most important guest interview yet. Stay Up Late with Kyle will be featuring Rachel May. She's a kind and lovely philanthropist. She is dear to the hearts of many. This interview requires preparation. Kyle cracks his eyes open, knowing today is his last chance to prepare for the interview. Kyle has 30 hours left. He must choose his actions wisely. Okay, so it's like time management. Start preparing. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away or exit the bed. um, I mean, personally, I'd probably lay in bed for another hour. But it seems like he's kind of used to this lifestyle, so I feel like he would get out of bed pretty quickly. Kyle exited his bed and took a quick glance around his bedroom. Open the closet, sit at the desk, scavenge, or exit the bedroom to the hallway. Oh, we have 29 hours until the interview. Well, he has to, get dressed, so we'll go to the closet. Kyle opened the closet. It was dark and he could only really see his hanging shirts. Let's choose an outfit. Kyle decided to take some time to choose the perfect outfit, knowing how important appearance is. That is true. Jeans and swimming goggles. Skunk pasties. A slick suit or suit of armor. I mean, realistically, he's probably gonna wear a suit. Kyle miraculously crammed his dumpy body into the suit. The chest pockets were filled with random knickknacks. Interesting. Return to the center of the bedroom. I kind of want to scavenge just to see, what he gets. Kyle quickly crouched down on the floor, realizing his immediate need for bugs or gossip. I mean, he probably wouldn't want, any sort of gossiping material, like magazines or anything, because they're probably all about him. So I'm gonna go he's a weird guy and he just has bugs. Kyle started to pick between the fuzz of his bedroom carpet, hoping to catch a stray beetle or two. Soon he had a small handful of various insects, dead and alive. Eat immediately. Ugh. I mean, I guess it wouldn't be that bad. I've tried the those little packaged crickets that you can eat, and those aren't too bad, really. Now, I've seen some weirder things that people get sometimes, like oh, what are they? They're like big spiders that are this big, and they come in packages that are flavored and stuff. I've seen some people eat those before. I don't know if I could do that. Like, the crickets are okay. I could probably do the worms, but I don't know if I'd be fine just eating random bugs off the ground of my carpet, though. Uh, I'll save them for. Oh, that made a crunching noise. Style stash the wriggling mass for later use. Ugh. Okay, I think I've wasted time enough. Um, Kyle walked into the small hallway that connects the rooms of his apartment together. Check locked door, leave apartment, move to the kitchen. He probably wants to, like, eat breakfast first. Walk to the center of the kitchen. Uh, the fridge. Kyle opened the fridge intending to find something to eat. Eat the crust on the wall. Oh. Eat the fridge. Just eat the fridge. That's how I feel sometimes, like, when you randomly wander into the kitchen and you don't know what you want, so you open the fridge. Just eat the fridge. Prepare breakfast or eat condiments. Make like an actual breakfast. Kyle constructed a breakfast of poached eggs and toast along with a small fruit cup and grilled sausage. That sounds like a healthy breakfast. Eat or smash. I mean, eat it, right? Why is it so crunchy? That was really crunchy, like you were eating like raw noodles. Kyle ate his breakfast slowly and thoughtfully, enjoying every bite. He felt refreshed. Alright. Let's go back to the hallway. Well, we're dressed and we had breakfast, so we should be good to go. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long, pondering look around him. Visit the downstairs neighbor or visit the tech store? Ooh. Let's chat with your neighbor. Kyle approached his downstairs neighbor's door and knocked. A middle-aged woman named Gabby answered the door. She looked at Kyle expectantly. Greet and start a conversation. Good morning, neighbor, said Kyle cheerfully. Gabby looked at Kyle expectantly. Ask Gabby about Rachel or ask Gabby about Gabby? I feel like it'd be nice to ask her how she is. Gabby asked Kyle, tell me about yourself. Gabby stiffened. Oh, you know, she said, putting on a fake smile. I just sit around here. Yes, I don't get around much. Never go out at night. I just stay here. Right here. Gabby glared at Kyle. She sounds mean. Convinced by Gabby's statement, Kyle bid her goodbye and returned to the street. Oh, that wasted like a lot of time. Go to the tech store? Kyle walked into the clean white tech store. He was greeted by Techno Jim, an elaborate cutout mascot with flashing lights. Ask the attendant for free samples or steal Techno Jim. Well, we don't want to steal him. You have any free samples? Kyle asked the store attendant whether or not they offered any free samples to important customers. The attendant gave Kyle a confused and slightly vacant look. Kyle began to beg for a free sample. Well, I don't beg him for a free sample. That's kind of mean. I don't think people shouldn't use, like, being famous as a means to get something. Wanting Kyle to leave, the attendant grabbed a decrepit phone meant for spare parts and held it out. Grab with your hand or grab with teeth? I mean, grab it with your hand. Kyle hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host's chair was a glamorous woman with an air of genuinity? As Kyle approached her, Rachel looked up and smiled. Approach Rachel. Good evening, Kyle, she said, looking him in the eyes. I've been looking forward to being here. Kyle responded, scream and spin in circles or answer politely. I don't know. I feel like that would be a lot of pressure for him. And he said it was like important. So I'm gonna have him scream and spin in circles like he cracked under pressure. Kyle started to stretch out his arms wide, tilting his neck upwards, and was interrupted by his producer telling him and Rachel that it was time to start the show. Oh, okay, so like we haven't even started the show yet, so it's fine. Start the interview. A moment after seating, the studio lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Start the broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle, introduced Rachel. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no more introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. Well, I'm sure we have a lot to discuss, so we might as well dive right in, said Kyle. I'm very ready, said Rachel with a winning smile. In shock, Kyle realized he had never bothered to prepare any notes for the interview. Oh, well, you can improv it. It's fine. It'll be fine. Knowing he had the eyes of millions upon him, Kyle came up with a solution quickly. Blame Rachel for the lack of the notes, produce the ball of bugs, run away, or play dead. Well, blaming Rachel would be mean. You don't really want to run away. I'm gonna show him the ball of bugs. Well, Rachel, said Kyle, I wanted to show this to you. Check out my collection of bugs. Kyle produced the ball of bugs he had accumulated from his bedroom floor. Rachel took several beats to figure out what Kyle was holding in his hands. A look of horror crossed her face. I mean, they're just beetles. Kyle, what on earth is that? Is it alive? Maybe, said Kyle. Here, watch this. Kyle, staring at Rachel, opened his mouth wide and slowly inserted the gooey ball of bugs. Oh, he's eating them. He's eating them anyway. As Rachel watched, obviously unsettled, Kyle began to chew very slowly and intently. Some of those were still alive. Attempting to swallow, Kyle coughed several times, covering Rachel in partially chewed bugs. Oh, this is not going well. Rachel sat stock still, processing what had happened. I probably would too. Like, I don't know what I would do if someone just, like, spit half-chewed bugs at me. Like, what do you do in that scenario? Kyle finished swallowing and opened his mouth to show that there were no bugs left. Well, that was satisfying, he said, smiling widely at the camera. Ooh. Rachel got out of her seat and left the studio. I do not blame her. Kyle prepared by eating bugs. Endings unlocked 1 out of 21. Well, that was certainly not the ending I expected I was gonna get. Eating bugs. Ugh. Let's do it again. Let's try again. Kyle's first decision of the morning was made wisely. Wither away, exit the bed, or browse social media. This one gives me different options this time. Let's browse social media. As, you know, our entire generation tends to do in the morning. Kyle started to scroll through news articles on his phone. Read an article. The Stay Up Late with Kyle ranked #1 and #2 show on television. I don't know how you manage that. New East Bridge being constructed after being found to not actually exist. Authorities investigating. Let's get out of bed. Let's go to the closet, pick outfit, have a nice suit. Let's sit at the desk and write notes for the interview. Kyle wrote down his first question. Are you a mother? Am I a mother? Is your mother a mother? Are you a mother? Kyle wrote down his second question. What are some diet tips? Yeah, that seems like something. What's your funniest story? Do you ever smile? I purposefully ran over a puppy. Oh, that's so sad. What's your funniest story? What's your guilty pleasure? Do you feel guilty? Are you guilty? I might do Are you guilty? Kyle ripped his page of notes out of the notebook and got up from the desk. Kyle made his way over to the desk and sat down. Check in the drawer. Kyle opened up the side drawer on his desk and grabbed one of the items stored there. A small key or a sort of change. Probably some change. Let's go back to the room. Go here. We'll skip breakfast this time. Well, the downstairs neighbor was kind of mean, so let's go back to the tech store. Oh, there's new stuff. Give review a free sample, or buy batteries with change. Let's buy the batteries. Kyle counted out $1.98 in pennies and nickels, and traded them for a small pack of batteries. That poor shopkeep having to recount out pennies and nickels. Walked into the Clean White Tech store. Let's give a free review. This phone, said Kyle, is several years old and has exposed wires coming out the back. Kyle continued, the phone also has had screen issues after I used it to hammer nails into the wall for a painting. Furthermore, when I submerged it in water, I get severely shocked until it runs out of battery. The attendant looked at Kyle, pursed his lips, and said nothing. Feeling he had made his argument, Kyle decided to leave. Kyle walked out into the middle of the road and took a long pondering look around him. Guess we could visit the neighbor. Hurried to the set. Sitting across from his host chair is a glamorous woman. Approach her. I've been looking forward to meeting you. This time we'll answer politely. And I as well, Rachel, answered Kyle, extending his hand in greeting. You are a most welcome guest. They shake hands. After other mild exchanges of pleasantries, Kyle and Rachel were prompted to take their places for the broadcast. I like that noise. A moment after seating the studio, lights brightened and the cameras clicked on. Start the broadcast. Good evening, everyone, said Kyle, looking at the camera. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduced Rachel. Tonight I have the pleasure of interviewing the lovely Rachel May, who needs no introduction. Kyle motioned to Rachel, who smiled and waved at the camera. Hello, Kyle, she said. I'm glad to be here. In response, Kyle collapsed on the floor. From a combination of stressful preparation and not eating anything, I shouldn't have skipped breakfast, Kyle passed out. Nobody in the studio quite knew what to do with him. They began to poke Kyle in the back to see if he moved. After a while, they ended the broadcast, shut off the lights, and went home. Did they leave him there? That'd be kind of mean. Kyle was left faced where they did leave him there. Kyle prepared by starving himself, endings unlocked 2 out of 21. Ah, darn. Let's go one more time. Okay, so we're gonna exit the bed. We're gonna get dressed in a nice shirt. We're going to sit at the desk and write our notes. Are you a mother? Some diet tips. We'll do funniest story and guilty pleasure. Back to the desk. Back to the room. We're going to exit. We're going to make breakfast. We're going to eat the breakfast and not smash it. God, it's so crunchy. Alright, to go back to the kitchen. Return to the hallway. Let's go back to the bedroom. Sit at the desk and let's grab the change. And then let's leave the apartment and go to the tech store and buy batteries. Let's try that. Alright, so we approach her, look forward to meeting, answer politely, we shake hands, exchange pleasantries, and we start the broadcast. Welcome back to Stay Up Late with Kyle. Introduce Rachel. Rachel May. Let's see. A lot to discuss. Might as well dive right in. I'm very ready. Kyle produced the notes he had taken earlier. What's your funniest story? You've been involved in a lot of different things, said Kyle, but what's your funniest story? Well, that's a great question, Kyle, said Rachel. I think the story I always remember is the first time I tried to make dinner for my family. In the soup I made, I swapped out the water with milk and tipped the whole jar of salt into the pot. Ooh, it must have been very salty. While my family was sick from trying to eat it, I swiped their things and locked myself in my room. Rachel laughed elegantly. I don't know if I'd call that funny. Kyle decided to move on. What's some diet tips? Rachel, you managed to keep such a thin and healthy figure. What's your best diet tip? Well, a good diet starts with a plan, answered Rachel. And don't break it, cheat days can turn into a habit. That is true. Although, it is good to have a cheat day every once in a while. Like, if you don't reward yourself, you're not going to have the motivation to keep doing it. But she continued, that doesn't mean a midnight snack here and there isn't allowed. I agree. Kyle looked at his flabby self, deciding not to comment, and moved on. Aww. Kyle asked another question. What's your guilty pleasure? We all have one. What's your guilty pleasure? Oh, well, that's an easy answer. Dipping pickles in chocolate sauce. Oh. I mean, I like pickles and I like chocolate, but I don't think I could like those together. Although apparently a lot of people like dipping pickles in ice cream as well. I could probably do like... I like the spicy pickles that you can buy, like the pre-packaged one at the store. So I think spicy in the pickle goes better than like sweet with it. It might sound strange, but it's tangy and sweet at the same time. I eat it far too often. Are you a mother? Rachel, I and many others would love to know, are you a mother? I mean, I'm assuming she is. Well, being a single woman with a career, that's not something that has crossed my mind. Oh, I guess not. Rachel smiled genuinely at Kyle. Very reasonable indeed, said Kyle. He referenced his paper of questions. After reading his final question, Kyle looked up from his paper. Well, Rachel, I think that's all I was planning on asking you. If that's the case, Kyle, may I ask you something in return? Asked Rachel, smiling one more time. Do you prepare for your interviews in advance? Because you seem very together. Before Kyle could answer, the camera shut down. The broadcast is over. Kyle returned home, knowing the interview had gone well. But as he lay in bed and drifted to sleep, he felt that perhaps something was still missing. Kyle prepared very well. Hey! Well, that's going to be all the time I have for this. This was Kyle is Famous. It's made by John Szymanski. They do have a couple of DLC packs out now. If y'all like this video, go ahead and push that like button down below and hit the subscribe button to see more content by me. Thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.